Fingers crossed, guys. Okay, we got something. Hopefully it's going to do something. All right, unfortunately, I'm not going to show you this demo because the internet isn't working right now. But what you would have seen is just a really basic implementation, just using the API, playing this game, and you got 3D graphics. Right now, next thing I'm going to go into is movement. So there's a way you can draw a cube on the screen. You just have that function. How are you going to move that cube around? So right now it's rotating around. How are we going to move it instead? Anyone have any ideas? That's good. Okay, this guy has some ideas. Go. Okay. All he said was, have a variable to specify the position, and rather than using that variable to rotate, use it to translate, to move, right? So we're gonna live code this together. And I'm gonna copy exactly what he said. There's a function here called rotate. I'm commenting it out right now. I'm gonna move the X rot, and I'm gonna move that Y rot into the translate. I'm gonna save it. Sorry, yep. I saved the wrong file, sorry guys. Okay, I've saved it now. Do you think it's gonna work? Yo, you said it. Yeah? Okay, so we're gonna go into that. Okay, look, I'm pressing up, I'm pressing down, and it's actually, rather than spinning, it's moving. That's good, this guy. That was easy, right? You just took a code, now you can move things. So I'm just gonna go into my file system really quickly. Okay, there we got the file open. Now, one of the things you're going to have to handle is you can now using your genius movement algorithm. The problem we have is you can actually keep on moving forever and ever and ever. So how are we going to limit it to only move in the screen? All we do is we set up some if statements. We say, hey, you can only move 5 to the right max. If not, you can't do that anymore. So where are we going to add that coded? There's a function called animate, and in a game loop or in a game engine, or when you're making games, there's something called a game loop. And what that happens is every single frame, something gets drawn on the screen, and some bit of logic gets inputted. So to do animations, to make things go smoothly, you need to calculate the movement per frame. So if I want to move right, I need to say move one here, move one here, move one here. Move one here, draw. Move one here, draw. So every single frame, I'm going to be incrementing the value to the right. So in this function called animate, all I've done, I've just said if the Y position is greater than 1, only allow you to go downwards. Only increment the position if the speed is negative. If Y is less than -1, for example, if it's hit the bottom of the screen, only allow it to go up. So that's why in this example right now, it stops at the top and it stops at the bottom. So I'm going to jump into a more advanced demo, just showing exactly this same source code. And instead of drawing one cube, I'm drawing 2 cubes. The way I've done that is, inside draw scene, instead of just drawing the entire block or the cube as before, I split it up and I've made a function called draw player. All I've done is copied that bunch of codes that previously existed in draw scene, and I've modularized it so I can call it several times. And the X position value and Y position value, rather than it just being a global variable for one person, I've created a class called player. All a class is just an object type. So I've put an X value and a Y position inside this object type, and I've instantiated, I've created player 1, and I've created a player 2. And inside draw scene, I said, draw player 1, and then draw player 2. And it goes ahead and uses the exact same functions we used before to draw two different objects. Now, can anyone tell me why one object is to the right and one object is in the center? This should be easy. Different answer, gone. You win 500 points if you get this right. Yes, go! Sorry? Why is one box on the right and one box in the middle? You're getting a microphone. You're going to be famous. Announce your Twitter handle.
Sorry. I think in the middle is on the right, no?
The middle one is on the right?
No, in the middle is on the left.
Yeah.
And on the right, second, no?
Okay, so you think the one's been moved. Is that right?
Yes.
That is the answer. That is exactly it. And I'll show you where it's being moved. Here, this line of code, I create a new player and I set the X position to 15. If I set that to minus 15, refresh, it's now on the left. I can even add in another one and there should be 3 now. So you've got your own system for drawing players. Now, we know how to move our character, so this guy can move. But there's a problem, because unless we do anything, this guy is going to go straight through this character, right? So how do we stop them from going through each other?